Good morning. Thank you, Robert. To my fellow Guyanese citizens. As a re-migrant, let me share a little bit, just 1 minute on my background. Everton Morris. I've lived approximately 40 years in the United States. I was born Guyana. I left here when I was about 19, 20, so everyone can guess my age now. I was well equipped when I left Guyana in terms of high school and secondary education. I'm proud to say I'm a product of Anna Regina Multilateral in high school. I'm proud to also say I'm a product of the primary school of Kitty Methodist, which I attended in William Street, Kitty. I attained a Master's of Science degree in the USA from New Jersey Institute of Technology. And I also have a Bachelor's of Science degree from Kean University in Union. And my transcripts are available. And you can also validate my academic achievements. It's free, no hidden agenda here. During my time in the USA in technology, I've worked for over 30 plus years in the sector of technology for major US corporations. JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, Prudential, Nissan Incorporated, Nissan USA, the car manufacturer. I wasn't building the cars, but I was making sure the back office works to build the cars so people can buy cars, get loans, and I also worked a bit at the New York Times, a most prominent publication in the United States, and perhaps the most preeminent newspaper in the world. I was in their back office operation managing their core systems. This has allowed me to travel throughout the world. I've traveled in Finland, a little village called Oulu, went to Japan, Hong Kong, Thailand, and I spent a lot of time in Mexico in a little town called Aguascalientes, and also in Mexico City. Travel extensively. What's most disappointing upon my return to Guyana is to witness that since I left and where we are today, the rest of the world has moved on in the area of technology, substantially moved on. Guys, this is the digital age. This is the digital time. And we in Guyana today have been misled by our past leadership in thinking that somehow something else is happening that we shouldn't be concerned about. We're left behind. You know, one laptop per family is not going to do it. Okay, we need to think beyond that, because the average child today in the world don't want a laptop. They want a multifunction smartphone. Okay, and taking a laptop off the shelf and giving it to a child is not going to suffice. But I want to cover some key themes this morning. Why do we need digital technology in Guyana? One, job creation. We need to create jobs in Guyana for Guyanese. Okay? We have lagged behind that, and there's an opening for us to jumpstart that. I would say one thing. I'm proud of the fact that our cell phone technology is a little bit more connected than I thought. And so I give whoever did that, I give them credit. So I'm not here to beat up on them all over on everything. It's a little bit more connected. However, the reliability is an issue, okay? And the concept of buying credits and stuff, I don't know why we're still into that kind of mode of operation. All right, why do we need technology? Job creation. We need to create jobs for our youths. Too many young people have no options, and I'll talk a little bit about how we can do that. and make Guyana better as part of a Change for Guyana party. Robert and Nigel have the business acumen to make these things happen, okay? But we in Guyana need to want change and believe in change and make change happen, okay? The next part of technology for Guyana is operational efficiency. And when I speak of operational efficiency, guys, I can tell you, as a re-migrant, I spent many a days in the Ministry of Finance, in GRA, at Customs, trying to get a package here, or pick up something from them. There's no operational efficiency in Guyana, or whatever exists we can make substantially better. Okay? That's the second component. The third component, and I witnessed this firsthand, is using technology in a digital form to reduce corruption. In Guyana, there's very few forensic record other than a manual piece of paper and a carbon copy. Guys, I saw carbon copy for the first time in 27 years when I came back to Guyana. The rest of the world don't use carbon copy, or carbon paper as we call it. I went to GRA, the guy pushed 4 pieces in, says sign, press hard, so we can have a record. What is that? What is that? That's inefficiency. And it contributes to our corrupt nature of doing business. So I'm not saying the individual is corrupt, it contributes because manual records could be manipulated, whereas electronic records have more of a forensic footprint along the way. Who did it, when they did it, what time they did it, so forth. The other aspect of digital technology enhancements to Guyana is in the area of security and health. And I will tell you, coming from the diaspora, the two things most folks from the diaspora is most concerned about are the health services and the security services within this country, okay? And we can make substantial improvements. I will touch on that shortly also. Technology can improve and enhance that, and we can jumpstart it. It's like we were left behind, the rest of the world is here, and we can make that quantum leap instead of trying to take it step by step by step. I've noticed the government has been focused heavily on the ICT hubs. I will tell you, with my advice to Robert, we'll be looking at innovation centers. Too many graduates come out from UG and other academic places of study within Guyana, have no opportunity. We will create hubs, not ICT, but innovation centers around the country whereby folks can collaborate, funded by both local incentives and foreign investment to be able to innovate and create options and opportunities. We can invent stuff here. There's nothing wrong with us. We have some of the smartest people in Guyana. Okay? I noticed recently we had some young kids went off and competed internationally and scored very highly in terms of technology and what they did in the robotics. So we can do it. Okay? Next item is in agriculture. And this is one we overlook. I was listening this morning, Brazil produces food to feed 1.3 billion people around the world. Not Brazilians, around the world. Soya, corn, sugarcane, but they did it with the use and adaptation of technology. They sponsor technology, they allow their farmers to use technology, and where necessary, they provided the incentives for technology to be part of the core component of agriculture. We need to do that also in Guyana. We just can't have Monrepo or the Nari and says things happening. It ain't happening. You know, I visit Nari and bought 140 lemon trees, and from what I can see, all we do is create plants and a little research, and we do some rice. Yes, we did the GRB, whatever brand, that's pretty good. But if we're going to stay competitive, we have to be very astute in how we use technology to bring Guyana forward. Okay? Last but not least, because all that we talk about doesn't matter if we cannot provide affordable, high-speed access to the Guyana population. And guys, I'm not going to stand here and tell you or make a fool of you to say it won't cost anything. It will. But we will find a way to subsidize it so families and schools will have the internet broadband access, and then likewise for families that are emerging, we give them some subsidies so everyone can be in the internet if you so desire. Yeah, some folks may not want to be. Okay. But those are the kind of things when you think of where the world is, where Guyana is, it leaves a lot to be desired. And our current leadership and past leadership has not addressed it. Again, handing out one laptop per family ain't gonna take you anywhere if you can't get the speed and access you require. Okay? Those are some key points in terms of what we're trying to do. The other thing is we have to be able to participate more globally when it comes to technology. And I probably needed like 2 hours to deliver this message, but I'll keep it to 10 minutes. Most of Guyanese today have family abroad that send them remittances, as we call it. Guyana receives about $450 million US dollars equivalent in remittances annually. Okay? Do you know that approximately 10 to 12% of that never gets to Guyana because it's eaten up in fees? And it's eaten up in fees because we don't have the technology to compete. I look at a country like India. They've invented some process where money transfer costs minuscule, very few dollars. And here your family send you $200, trust me, 200 US, 10% of that went out in fees. Okay? Another thing that I've seen and is of concern to me in Guyana as a re-migrant, and I speak again to my fellow colleagues in the diaspora, very few places you can use a credit card. I'm proud to say Robert accepts credit card at Pegasus. Marriott does. Although the girl told me to tip her in dollars, don't put it on a credit card because she never gets it. It goes to the government at the Marriott. And there are probably one or two other establishments in town that takes a credit card, debit card, whatever. Guyanese, a substantial part of the Guyana economy is cash-based. It's an underground economy. Not taking anything away from anyone because that's the way it is. That's how, we've never had any inputs from government to help move that forward. But I will tell you, if we can automate our transaction part of the business, it will help contribute to the GDP of Guyana. And it would also lower the tax base, VAT. We pay 14% today. By that degree of automation, I assure you we will have a few percentage points lower VAT just by digital automation. I mean, I've gone into stores that have been around Guyana 60 years, 40 years, trying to buy stuff, and they're telling me, no, you got to bring cash. But it's very difficult fetching $1.2 million of Guyanese cash in to buy stones and cement and whatever. I said, look, I have a checkbook, I have a credit card. No, we don't accept that. Now, I don't know if it's a fact of the government not providing the inducement for that to suffice or to emerge, but it's very uncomfortable because you go to countries like Antigua and Cayman Islands and Trinidad and Jamaica, I can pretty much use a credit card or debit card anywhere. You go to Japan and the rest of the world, we don't even use credit card anymore. We use a cell phone. You know, you're paying for your groceries, you put your cell phone like this, and you pay and you go out. Yeah. We're left behind, guys. And then on the security side of things, you know, I witnessed this firsthand. I'm coming down East Bank Highway and there's cops all over directing traffic, but only the inspector have a radio. He can't talk to the cops to know what happened. How is the traffic backing up a mile away or half a mile away? He's commanding to the base, but the guys that are directing traffic don't know one damn thing what he's doing. Every policeman in Guyana should have a radio and he should be digitally connected to help preserve and the livelihoods of Guyanese. Guys, this is the modern age. Don't tell me you take out your cell phone, you don't have minutes to call base because, you know, I got a problem. So you want to borrow my cell phone to call base. That's what happens in Guyana. We got to transform, we got to transition. But let me circle back to the youths. I've been contemplating and we'll be making some recommendations to Robert. And these are bold recommendations. We can't do small things and expect big results anymore in Guyana. The world has left us behind. We got to do big things to get big results. One, I'm encouraging Robert to provide some incentives for major corporations around the world to bring their data center to Guyana. We have cheap labor. We have people unemployed. We have 30% youth unemployment. And this is not, you know, this is not rocket science stuff that kids got to learn. We can run a data center. You train folks in 2 to 3 days and they're up to speed. Software testing. Most companies send software to India, Manila to have people just key it in and test it. Why can't we drive that innovation in Guyana? But we lack the leadership. We lack the foresight. I recall 2 years ago trying to contact members of the APNU organization to bring an Indian company here to discuss the fiber optic challenges we had. But they were too busy in Cuba. Couldn't return my call. Then when they come back and I call, oh, we'll get back to you. Never heard from them. I didn't choose to come to Guyana to watch Guyana decay further. I choose to come to Guyana to transition Guyana to where it needs to be. And technology is one of the areas. Today, you know, I go to taxi, I don't have to carry no cash. One of the things I learned since I come to Guyana, you better carry cash, boy, or you're in big trouble. I was even telling a friend of mine from a security perspective, you know why most, as we call them, thief men, break into houses in Guyana when you're home? Because they know you have cash, and you got to tell them where the cash is. But I would tell the guys, if thief men break into my house, they won't get anything because my cash is in the bank. I'm not a cash person. I'm a cashless guy. Okay. We need to also look at using technology in the form of the efficiency improvements in Guyana to reduce every government service within the first 2 years of Robert's administration by 50%. You guys hear me? Reduce every government service provided to us citizens by 50%. I don't need to go and apply for my Re-migrant status until, oh, wait 5 days and come back. It's going to be 2.5 days. And then it will be the same day. Okay. I don't have to go to the Ministry of Citizenship and told I have to wait 28 business days for a certification of my status for Re-migrants. And when I show up on the 29th day, well, it's not quite ready yet because you're 1 day early, come back tomorrow. We have to meet or exceed the expectations of our citizens. That's what government needs to be. Okay? Not just pushing paper around. I want to come back to GRA. It's just a thorn in my side. I go down to GRA, I see paper, folders. Man, you talk about paper. GRA got more paper than anybody else. And when we talk about job opportunities, that's a job opportunity. You can put 1,000 youths to work in a matter of days with the right policy, scanning and paginating those papers. And that's a skill they would learn. Pagination. They'll start their own business. GRA got more paper than they can handle. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm trying to say is Guyana is on a transformative stage. Robert, Nigel, and team are here to help us in that transition. Okay? These are business folks. They see it from the standpoint of business, how to make a business work. You know, you come to Pegasus and your meal take 2 hours, you walk out, you can go. You go to the government, you sit down 2 hours, no, it's lunchtime, 11:30, come back at 1 o'clock. They don't care. We work for the government. That's how we see them. They don't work for us. Ladies and gentlemen, transformation is at hand, and we need to be ready to transform. Technology is one area we'll do it. In the schools, in the universities, we're going to decentralize. We're going to have Escuba have learning centers where they can connect into distance learning to UG. We don't have to send folks all the way down to Georgetown at a cost. People in Berbice will have the same opportunity. People in the Rupert Savannah will have the same opportunity. All Guyanese will have the same opportunity. We are focused too much on centrally in Georgetown. Everything must happen in Georgetown. The rest of Guyana has been neglected for too long, and technology is going to help us with that bridge to make it happen. Okay. All right, just to wrap up, this is a key component of our strategy. We will be detailing and finalizing that strategy and publishing it sometime between now and first week in January. There's a lot more detail that accompany this, but it's about the point in time of making things happen in Guyana, and technology will make things happen. Thank you very much, and God bless Guyana.